Well, the political rivalry in Israel has now reached the courtrooms. Opposition leader Yair Lapid has now testified in a district court in Jerusalem against the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a corruption trial. Yair Lapid, a Netanyahu rival, gave a testimony in one of the three cases against Netanyahu, who denies these charges, however. Now, the case dates back to 2013, when Lapid was serving as a finance minister under Netanyahu. He is accused of accepting extensive gifts from Israeli Hollywood producer Arnon Michelin and enabling favors in return. Netanyahu is also accused of receiving luxury goods. The police have dubbed the case as Case 1000. Lawyers representing Netanyahu say the Prime Minister was unaware that his wife was receiving gifts from Michelin. And according to charges, Netanyahu approached Lapid on two occasions in the same matter, and he allegedly sought support for extending the policy. Reports suggest the plan would have saved the Hollywood producer millions of dollars. While Arnon has not been charged in the case, he is expected to testify via video link from the Israeli embassy in London starting next week. Meanwhile, this is not the only legal action awaiting Netanyahu. The Israeli Prime Minister faces similar charges of fraud and breach of trust in another case dubbed as Case 2000, and charges of bribery, fraud and breach of trust in another case called Case 4000. Netanyahu has denied any wrongdoing. He says all these cases are part of a political witch hunt against him. For more on this, we are now being joined by correspondent Jody Cohen from Israel. And Jody, Lapid's presence in the courtroom certainly adds a jolt to the political frenzy in this long ongoing proceeding against Netanyahu.
Yes, so today has certainly been a very symbolic day here in Israel, with the former Prime Minister and now head of the opposition, Yair Lapid, testifying against the current Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. So Lapid was testifying in Case 1000, and the case accuses Netanyahu of fraud and breach of trust, with Lapid alleging that Netanyahu spoke to him twice about a proposed law change when Lapid was finance minister. Now, Netanyahu, is accused of supporting a legal amendment which would have benefited Hollywood producer Arnon Michelin and Israelis returning from living abroad, allegedly in exchange for luxury gifts. Now, Netanyahu argues that all the cases against him are fabricated to try and depose him as Prime Minister, and his legal team has implied that Lapid isn't a credible witness, pointing to alleged inconsistencies in comments on Lapid's army service, which Lapid denies. Now, the trial is ongoing. It could take up to another few years, and the ramifications of Lapid's testimony remain to be seen, both on the trial and also in politics.
Well, certainly an exceptional day there in court in Israel. Jody Cohen, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the latest.
Thank you.